Some people have a lot of blockages to healing, whether it be their addiction to self-victimization or their own numbness. One of the addictions we can get in life is our controlled disassociation from reality, and there are certain things we can do to ourselves to disassociate. Things like taking sedative-like substances like opiates and marijuana, or particular psychiatric medication, or disassociating ourselves through our own psychopharmacology. If you want to be numb and you're finding everything around you very traumatic, your body will make certain things happen. So our own pharmacy will create our own antipsychotics, which will disassociate us from ourselves and from people so that we can cope. So much of people's coping mechanisms is to numb themselves from their past. I heard a statistic that in central Vancouver, there's an area right off downtown. I think it's called the Lower East End, I think, and it's the poorest postcode in North America, and it's got the highest, very, very high rate of heroin addiction. And I heard a statistic that 85% of the heroin addicts in that area had been raped or sexually assaulted. And that this is the cause of a lot of the heroin addiction. So we can either numb ourselves to avoid our pain, or stimulate ourselves to avoid our pain. So sometimes people stimulate themselves into a state of avoidance, that controlled disassociation through numbing or stimulation. And that's the root of a lot of addiction. So some people will stimulate themselves with perhaps gambling or skydiving or extreme sexual situations or methamphetamine to avoid reviewing their past, avoid going deep into the issues that are very painful. As adults, a lot of these subconscious social emotions we experience and interactions are coming from programming that is instilled in our body below the age of 7. And when we start to see that and realize that, it's an incredible thing that we're still in the playground, but we're adults and trying to deal with that emotionally. So it's very, very special when I work with clients to regress people to these childhood moments. Again, I don't tell them where to go, I muscle test on the arm, and they might say age 2 and we go there, and we'll be in that situation, and it's with state of spirit, the analytical mind is aside, so it's an alpha state. It's a very awake, aware state of consciousness, like daydreaming, where I can keep that client ahead of the analytical mind and in through the clear information and into the emotions and into the story, and then we can let the story go together as a team. And that's a beautiful thing, to see people let go of these emotional hooks and to really realize how much that's affected them in their day-to-day life. I used to get bullied a lot because I was overweight at school, and I've realized that as an adult, it took me so long to realize this, that in social situations, I would exit often before someone would bully me. How does that work? Well, through my own kind of fight or flight and threat assessment, the threat assessment is so hardwired to really thinking that I'm going to get bullied for being different and outcast from the community, from the social group. So before I could get outcast, I would exit. See you later, going home. And I realized that was from being bullied, around the age 8, 9, 10. And I've let that go. And now the program's not running. Stepping outside of the game. And now I can socialize and I don't feel like I'm going to be excluded or kicked out or abused. And it's an amazing thing to help people through that, to end these programs and to come into more of this innocence, this innocent, loving connection, this heart-opened space of where we trust a new person we meet because we've got no reason not to. So some people, they want help, but they are too numb because of their, especially food choices, lifestyle choices, and the sort of information and projection they're taking in through television, film, this sort of thing, and they are very, very numb. Wi-Fi, EMF, electricity is another thing that numbs people. So it's very important to be aware of like use of media, computers and iPhones and this sort of thing, to realize that electromagnetic frequencies are corrupting the way our body communicates with itself. And this is a very real long-term problem that we don't know the full-term effects of, because it's very, very new. I mean, you're not even supposed to hold a phone against your face. I think it's rated at a safe level about here. So the more sensitive we become, the more we can feel these things. I didn't grow up with a microwave. If there's a microwave in this room and it was on, I could feel it. I can feel a speed camera. Work that one out. So the radiation pulse from a speed camera that's bouncing back off your car, there's something about it, and I'm thinking that it's actually probably not safe for people. Same with x-rays, all these sorts of things. We can feel electromagnetic frequencies once you become more sensitive, and I think that the key to becoming sensitive is to work on yourself, but also think about food choices. Are you putting numbing foods in your body, or nourishing light foods in your body? Are you becoming more light? Are you eating food that is alive? Are you eating food that is going to bring more life into your body? So there are a lot of different things that you can study around detox diet, and there's a lot of different arguments out there for how we should be living with what you put in your body. You can go into deep analysis with different teachings, different books on diet detox. But again, we're all very different, and your body knows, if you start to listen, what to do.